Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with a new video on SQL series, that is DCL commands. Into DCL commands we will be watching three basic commands that are grant, revoke and deny. All the details regarding all these three we will be watching into this particular video. So let's get started with the video. So how this particular video is linked with previous things, let me recap it. Initially we saw that all the SQL commands are categorized in 5 basic categories, into which there is one category, that is DCL, which is data control language. Under data control language we are having control access and manage access, you may say all the security related things for the whole data, which we are dealing up with the 3 basic commands that are grant, revoke and deny. So let's start with grant first. So grant is explicitly it's just a means we are just allowing some particular user or role or group, any security principle, we are just allowing them to have that permission on some particular database object. That object can be anything, like it can be a schema, it can be a table, view or anything. So you are just allowing that particular person or a user, you may say technically, or a group or a role to that particular database object, that only process, or you may say that only command, it is called as grant. Now the syntax is very simple. You just need to declare one grant keyword over here. After that the permission type will come on what object you want to give that grant. So that object name, database object name will come over here to the principal name. Now the new thing it is over here, that is principal name. Principal name is nothing but if suppose some user is existing into your database, correct? So definitely you want to just give that whole grant to that particular user, and the collection of user, it may be group to whom you want to give the all the grants, and the last one we are having is the database role. So these are some of the things which comes under principal name. So right now we are just taking up an example of user, that we will be granting some access to some particular user, and similarly we will be moving ahead with deny and the revoke. First let's go to our SSMS, into which we will be watching that how we can use this grant one. So for that what we will need to do is, this is whole in front of us we are having this SSMS opened. Into this SSMS we are having this particular console logged in as the admin panel. Now because here you can see that desktop TE2S LLP/SP, right? So this is the admin panel right now, with which we are right now logged in. Now into this whole server we are having one database. One database is named as DB1, in which we are having 3 tables basically. One with the schema. I have already covered up what a schema is and how we can create the schema, and all these things I have already covered up. Just check out that video for more informations on a schema. So first one we are having that schema with DBO, which is a default one, database owner, and then this second schema, under second schema we are having SCM Gaurav_user.tbl demo. Just I have taken this particular schema as SCM Gaurav_user, and tbl demo is the table which we are taking up just for an example. After that, in the security option you can see that what all users is existing over here into this database. So the user is Gaurav_user, that's it, no other user is existing over here. To demonstrate each of the thing, that how this whole grant and all it is going on, we need to create another user as well into this particular database, for which what we will do, we will use this login Raghav, and we will create another user with name Gaurav_user2 by just this command execute user Gaurav_2. Now first we will connect to the database, we will change the database to DB1, and just we will execute it so that the command will be successfully completed. And once you will refresh these users, you can find it over here, the Gaurav_user2. Now what we can do is, we can just grant the access to some particular database, or you may say some particular schema or anything. So we will just go ahead with object name right now, schema, that how we can grant access on some particular schema. So what we will do is, we will just grant permission type, the permission type will be, and if you want to have a schema on that, for that you need to check out this particular one. So just we will take out this particular syntax, which is to grant the access on some particular schema. So what we will do, we will just put over here a schema. This is something, this particular syntax, it was for the specific, suppose object name is over there, a specific object name, suppose the table is over there, specifically one table, if you want to give access, you can give access with this particular one. But collectively, if suppose you want to give some access, that is, suppose a schema is a collective thing, right? Database is a collective thing. So whenever you are granting access on collective thing, you need to have this particular operator over here, this operator over here. Now the syntax will be grant, and whatever the permission type you want to give, the permission type I have put it into one separate page. You can just take a screenshot and later you can refer it, that what all types of permission type we are having. So these many permission type we can grant. So right now only select we are just giving on a schema. The schema name is SCM Gaurav underscore user, right? So just we will pick this schema up, come here and put the schema to this, to which user you want to give. You want to give it to Gaurav user 2, right? So just you need to have, before moving ahead with the Gaurav user 2, before moving ahead with, you may say, granting the access, what I will do is I will first connect to SSMS with login credential as Raghav, so that we can sign it as a username Gaurav user 2. And I will just show there that right now this particular schema will not be visible to that particular, or you may say will not be accessible to that particular user, that is Gaurav user 2, which we will be verifying first, and then we will granting the access. For that, what we will do, we will go ahead with SQL Server authentication. We will provide here the login name, that is Raghav for the Gaurav user 2, and the password is demo@12345. We will just connect it, and we can see over here that we are having databases opened. Now you can see that we are having DB1. Under DB1 you are having tables. Not under tables, we will be having different, you may say, you can see that right now this particular Raghav login credential, or you may say the user which is it is having right now, is logged in as user Gaurav user 2. Now this Gaurav user 2 is not having any access into this particular database. That means he can't see, or you can see he can't access any of the tables or any object into it. So just you can, it is now verified, right, that he can't see anything. Now what we can do is we can just grant the access of select on this particular schema. Now Raghav user, this is not Raghav user, this is Gaurav user 2. We will just pass it to the Gaurav user 2. That means what we are telling, grant access, grant select access on a schema, that schema name is SCM Gaurav underscore user, to the Gaurav user 2. As soon as we grant the access, the command is successfully completed, and if we will refresh the table, hopefully that table should be appearing. You can see over here, right, that he can access this table now. He can access all the columns, whatever present over there, everything he can access, right? So this is how we can grant the access. Now coming to the another point, that is another option, that is deny. So deny is directly opposite of grant. If you want to, suppose right now you have granted the access to Raghav Gaurav user 2, and if you want to again deny that option, it will overwrite. If you will deny it, it will overwrite the grant access, and your again the Gaurav user 2 will not be able to access it. We can just verify it, right? So to verify, just what we will do, only change we need to do in deny, we will just, instead of grant, we will just deny it. And as soon as we execute it and check that particular option into this, if you will now refresh this particular database, hopefully you will not be able to see that table. See, that table is not visible even. So this is how we can deny that one. Now the confusion comes and between deny and revoke now. So deny is something which you are denying for a whole set of you may say user or a group or a schema. Right now you are giving access, and if you are denying that access to that particular schema, whole of the schema will not be visible. That means under that schema, whatever the objects will be residing, those objects will not be visible to the Gaurav user 2. But if you want to you may say revoke it, whatever you are you may say revoke whatever grant you have given, if you want to revoke those grants, definitely you will be moving ahead with the revoke option, in which what you will do, you will again go here and just that's it, that you will, and instead of deny you will revoke it. Now when you will revoke this particular one, right now it is already been denied. So even if you are revoking it, then the situation will remain same, because already this particular person is not authorized to view this particular schema, and if you are even revoking, it will not change anything. What you need to do is you need to grant permission again, just to demonstrate the things. You will first grant it so what we will do, we will just grant it with this particular one. Now this schema is granted. That means Gaurav user 2 is having access to see this particular schema. Now what will happen if suppose deny, if we are doing, we may use this deny option to specifically means you may say remove of the permission for some particular object. Suppose this SCM Gaurav user is having only one object, that is TBL demo. If suppose we are again creating this one, we will just take a create table syntax from above. What we will do now, we will just create another table with this schema, and now we will see the clear demonstration between them, TBL demo 2. And as soon as we create this, once we will refresh it once, so that we can just check if it has been created properly. So this particular table is now created, and now what we have done is we have granted the access to Gaurav user 2 for the schema SCM Gaurav user. So hopefully what it will do is, it will this Gaurav user 2 will be having access of TBL demo and TBL demo 2, both of them having will be accessed by this Gaurav user 2. We can just verify again, just you will need to refresh it, the table part you need to refresh it, you will be able to see that both of the things are visible. Now what you can do is, how this deny and revoke differs from each other, what we will do, we will just deny only a single table. What we will do, we will copy this whole syntax, we will paste it over at the last. What we will do is, we will just give the permission type. Now permission type is select, right? We are only handling right now select type. Now object name, a specific object name we can pass it over here, that we want to tell to the database management system that now we need to deny whatever permission it has been given to this particular Gaurav user 2 to principal name. Principal name is Gaurav user 2, right? So let's now judge this whole syntax. What it is telling, it is denying the select operation on this particular table, specifically this particular table inside this schema. That means we are denying specifically to this particular table for Gaurav user 2. Once you will execute it, and then we will check it on this level. Now you can see, right, that TBL demo is not available now. Only TBL demo 2 he can access. So this is what the deny is doing. And if suppose again you want to revoke this particular one, so what we will do is, we will just try to revoke this one. So you can see it, that whatever it was denied, it is not revoked. whatever permission it is pre-existing, it will just reverse that one. So what it did, we just revoked the denied operation whatever it was onto the TBL demo. Once we revoked it, this Gaurav user 2 is now able to see that. So this is what's the main difference between deny and revoke, and how you can use it. This is very confusing thing. You just focus on it. If you didn't got this point, just go few minutes back and again watch this video, so that you can get the clear understanding between deny and revoke, how is it working. So that was whole about this video, and thank you so much guys for watching out the video. If any confusion, let me know into the comment section, and see you in the next one with some other video.